Hey, welcome to day 5 of coronavirus distance learning for my US1 class. I just want to talk a little bit about some of the stuff that you may or may not have gotten to the readings. If you haven't gotten to these yet, don't worry about it. I know some of you just got the equipment. Some of you, it's been tough. It's been a tough week. So just know that this is stuff you should read though and get caught up on. We'll start off with Shays' Rebellion. All right, Shays' Rebellion was a group of farmers in western Massachusetts that got really pissed off at taxes. They just fought a Revolutionary War over taxes, and they didn't want to face what they thought were terrible taxes from a new government as well, and they wanted to let them know it. And it kind of showed the weakness of the Articles of Confederation government, that they had a hard time handling this. So this was kind of the signal, no, we got to have a stronger central government. We need someone to be in charge. We can't just let a lot of different people be in charge. You know, the old saying, many cooks spoil the broth. Well, that's what was going on politically, all right? So we have, they call for the Constitutional Convention. Now, while they're there, first of all, the decision was made to hold it in secret. I want you to think about that for a minute, There's a reason for it, okay? If you're going to argue point of view and politics and how you're going to treat this group of people and that group of people, etc., they don't really need to know the nitty-gritty stuff that was talked about as long as they know the end result. That's what really matters. Because if they hear some of the silly arguments that were made during the argumentation, they're going to get pissed off at this guy, and it just, in order for them to speak freely, they needed it to be secret. So they voted to keep it in secret. Now we ended up with two major plans. One we ended up calling for the Virginia plan, which was the large state plan, and the New Jersey plan, which was the small state plan. All right, I'm not going to spoil the surprise ending for you because that's in the next reading. But basically what it was is the Virginia plan wanted everything based on population. Okay, you vote on your number of representatives to Congress based on population, and then they're the ones that choose the upper house of Congress, and so the larger states would have a stronger say in the government. The New Jersey and the smaller states said, no, wait a minute, that's not fair. We should have an equal say, so all states should be equal, which was a lot like the Articles of Confederation, but it had its merits too. So there were a lot of arguments back and forth about that. All right, so as you read, you'll see what compromise they came up with, and I think it was pretty good, and it kind of tells you something about the people we're dealing with. The Constitution is an amazing document. Things you haven't read about yet, I'll give you a little preview of them. When they finally got the Constitution written, there were some people that were arguing, no, we need it to spell out what government can and cannot do. It doesn't do that. It just sets up the framework of government. And the conditions were such that James Madison could say to the people, look, you approve this, you pass this, so we have a framework set up. I promise you, the first thing we will do is address these things, what government can and can't do. And they did it. They trusted him enough that he, at his word, to do what he said he would do. Can you imagine that happening today? Someone stands up in Congress and says, oh, we got to pass this now so we have the structure to change the laws, but I promise we'll change the ways you're talking about once we're in power. No, that wouldn't be happening today. And so these people that wrote this document did a fantastic job. To give you an idea, we are now on our second form of government. Okay, we had the Articles of Confederation and then the Constitution. It's 200 plus years. In contrast, let's look at France, who had a revolution shortly after ours. They're on like their 19th form of government. Now, it's not all France's fault. There are a lot of other things going on with wars and Napoleon and all this. But still, for this one form of government to last this long was actually pretty amazing. All right, so please read on to the next section, look at the Great Compromise, see how these people worked their problems out and what their final solution was. I think it will kind of amaze you. All right? So be safe, stay healthy, and if there's any problems, just shoot me an email. Oh, one last thing. You should have gotten an invitation to a Google Classroom today. I've made up new classes. I'm hoping that'll solve my problem with the classroom so we can start using that instead of nothing but email. I'll be honest with you, these thousands of emails are killing me. So, if you got an invitation to the classroom, please respond so I can get all of you loaded in there and we can start using that next week. All right? Have a great day. I'll talk to you later.